Okay, guys, hello, all my sleep series people. As promised, I totally intend on putting up videos here that won't appear on my Instagram or anywhere else on Facebook. And I looked to you guys, as I always do, to help me with what you want me to cover. Like, what do you want me to help you with on your sleep journeys? And one of the things that came up was night weaning after 6 months. And I went back and asked the question, is this a breast or bottle fed baby? Because it's different depending on which it is, what your feeding preference is. Now, the basics are the same. So use your guide routines that I have in the 4 to 6 months and the 6 to 9 month sleep series. Structure your feeding like I advise so that you are making sure you are getting as much nutrition as possible into the daytime, and then hopefully peter out the nutritional need at night. Okay. Then you need to look at whether the wakes you are experiencing at night are down to nutritional need or habit or soothing. And if they are, then you have to answer that question in terms of, well, am I going to deal with this? I would think a bottle fed baby who is on solids, maybe a couple of weeks established on solids, has the ability to go from the dream feed through the night. Okay, but I would take it slowly. Definitely, one feed after the dream feed might be acceptable, but only if it's not having a negative impact on their morning milk. But if they're feeding multiple times, then I would be going, this needs to be handled. If it's a breastfed baby and they've just started their solids journey, I would absolutely be saying they still need to have one feed at night. So a dream feed and then another feed in the core night and then their morning milk. I think it's the right thing to do to be realistic about this. A breastfed baby versus a bottle-fed baby. A breastfed baby cannot go through the night without a feed at 6 months. It would be very, very rare that I would see that. But really, guys, you need to look at whether the wakes are down to soothing and them not being able to maintain sleep, or whether they're down to a nutritional need. And if it is a little bit of both, then you can kind of clean the nights up. I often do a program with parents where we set a feed time. So let's say we go, okay, we're definitely doing the dream feed, and I would always recommend that is a bottle feed, so that you get your baby used to feeding off the bottle, because in time they will eventually transition over to a bottle feed, at your own time. I'm not telling you when to do it, but I think it's handy to have the bottle feed in the mix so that you can, hand them over to somebody else if and when you kind of want to or need to. And given by another caregiver to give you a little bit of a break. That's breast or bottle feeding. Get the dream feed to be done by somebody else. And then look at the rest of the night. Look at the core night. So somewhere between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, go, okay, I will do a feed at that time if my baby wakes at that time. But if they wake before that, so in between the dream feed and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you use your method to get them to go back to sleep. Or if they have that feed in the middle of the night, but then they wake again between then and morning, you use your method to get them to settle back to sleep. That's what I call kind of cleaning up the night and putting a little bit of structure on it. Now, this really, though, is about looking at the situation and going, is this soothing? Is this them maintaining sleep and using me or using the bottle to maintain sleep? Or is this nutritional need? So I've given you the options there. Now, if you're night weaning and you're breastfeeding, you could also go and do this a little bit gentler, where rather than just kind of eliminating it and like going, no, I'm only feeding once a night and eliminating it, look at the other feeds and start to time them and take averages. Go, okay, on average, she is currently feeding 5 minutes at every feed. Then start to reduce it down by a minute every couple of nights until it's down to like literally a minute and they're returning to sleep. Then you kind of know that this is not necessarily nutritional and probably more soothing, and then you can adjust things to have your one feed at night. And the same principle applies with bottle feeding, only you can do it with ounces. I find ounces to work off quite handy. So if they're currently drinking, maybe 2 6-ounce bottles in the middle of the night and dream feed, that's an awful lot of milk week in the core night, so that you could start reducing it down by an ounce, or an ounce every 2 nights, or maybe every 3 nights, until you've got things reduced down and you can go with maybe 1 feed at night. I hope you found that useful. Feel free to post questions below, and I will always come back to you as quick as I can. Thanks, guys.